Okay, everyone, we are at the Copart parking lot here at the Denver South location. This is where I found that 2014 Tesla Model S P85D. So just waiting to get loaded up now. I'm going to the front office to check in. But I mean, check this out. It's just a sea of cars here. I didn't even know this place existed. It actually looks pretty good sitting there.
It does, huh?
I had taped the window. Maybe the window was rolled down.
Yeah, look underneath. There's a big skid plate up there.
Yeah. That's the battery. Keep coming, keep coming. Come forward a little bit more. All the way up.
Right there. I don't want it to hit your fucking face.
Is it gonna close in the back though? That's our problem. Should be enough to put neutral, no?
Yeah, you could have put it in neutral.
So. What does it do now? This like doesn't do anything.
Let's see. Yeah, because you should be kicking on the airbags and all that. Unless it's just that dead.
Oops.
I might just yank it off the forklift.
How'd they get it on?
They forklifted it on. Okay, so after fighting this car for 2 straight days, I finally figured out how to get this thing running again. Obviously, this was crashed. The airbags were deployed. The Tesla knew it was in a car accident. It was like in this wouldn't turn on mode. The big battery wouldn't connect to the 12-volt house battery. But anyway, I'll show you guys exactly what I did. Okay, so what I ended up doing is 2 things. One, I replaced the house battery. The house battery was torched. It had been sitting, obviously, at the Copart lot for who knows how long. So replaced the house battery, kind of lit everything up. And then on these Teslas, so quick 101 on these Teslas, when you wreck them and the airbags deploy, there's what's called a 12-volt pyro switch. And it's essentially a fuse that triggers after the airbags have deployed. And it only triggers, after it's been in an accident. And what it essentially does is it separates the main battery, the big battery underneath the car, with the house electronics. So essentially kind of puts it in this like sleep mode. But what I ended up doing, you could see that little yellow wire usually goes to the pyro fuse, and then the pyro fuse powers up this entire section here. So I just ended up bypassing the pyro fuse. Don't tell Elon Musk. But anyway, was able to get this thing going, but it finally starts. It goes into park and drive. Battery's a little low, but we'll get it charged up. Yeah, it's running now. And gonna take it out to see what it does. So you can see I'm able to put it in reverse. It'll go in reverse. So let's take it around and see what it'll do. Oh, these things are so much fun. Oh. I'm gonna charge it up, maybe get a couple launches in before it goes into a deep hibernation, but this thing feels great. Feels like the motors are great. This is the pyro switch that went bad. on that Model S. And essentially what this does is it's got a little wire system connected here that connects back to the vehicle. So whenever the vehicle's in an accident and it senses the airbags deployed, it'll sever the connection in here. If you do a continuity test across here, there's nothing there, it's dead. So on top of that, I also did lose a 30 amp standard fuse. So this is what I bypassed. I essentially took the wire that goes here and just went right here. Don't tell anyone, but it runs. Okay, Tesla is currently charging. I've got it on a slow Tesla wall charger. It's a stage 2, 220 volts still. So I want to get that up to pretty close to full. Take it around a couple more times, just kind of get a good feel of what the power band feels like, and then eventually start stripping it down and getting it put on the Lambo. So I ended up getting those brackets from Sencut Sen. You could see them there. They look really good, really robust. So I was kind of waiting on welding this all up until I can get the actual motor. But I've been working on that Tesla, getting that thing stripped down. So if anybody ever buys a wrecked Tesla like that, don't shy away from it. It's not that big of a deal. I was on the forums for hours and hours, and everyone's like, the thing's toast, throw it away, blah, blah, blah. There's 2 pyro switches. One for the main battery, which in the event of a really bad car accident, that pyro switch blows, which separates the big battery from anything else. It's standalone. So when the first responder shows up and they are trying to pry people out of the car, or whatever the case is, there's a fire, whatever the case is, it completely separates it from everything. So if that pyro switch goes, you were in a really bad accident. If the smaller pyro switch goes, the one that I replaced, mild accident. You guys saw the damage to the Tesla wasn't terrible. So I think what I'll do on the next episode is start tearing down that Tesla and start inventorying the batteries, the front and rear motors, the charger port, the onboard charger, et cetera, et cetera. So excited about that. I also am in the market for the complete suspension on the Lambo project. I only have this side of the suspension, and I really want to get this thing kind of a rolling chassis with some wheels on it so I can start fitting up the drive shafts and et cetera, et cetera. So that's it. I think that's, what is this, episode 3 now? So stay tuned, and we'll just keep going on it. So as always, be kind to each other, and I'll see you later.